Hey there, I'm Dave Nelson, and I wanted to share my kitchen nightmare before Christmas. It was low so many years ago, in the long ago age that they called the early 90s. I spent a short time in a restaurant that was housed in one of the oldest kitchens in town. Whenever this place had these special events like Thanksgiving or Christmas, they would fire up this ancient and kind of dangerous looking carousel oven to handle all of the birds or prime ribs or whatever we were doing. If you were unfamiliar with a carousel oven, think of a giant Ferris wheel housed inside of a large and very hot box. There's a door in the side that allows you to load a pan or pans of turkeys or whatever onto a shelf. And just like a carny loading a real Ferris wheel, you advance the ride and load the next shelf and so on until you have 5 or 6 shelves full of turkey and stuffing and whatever. Then you close the door and then kick it on and start that ride proper. But there is one thing that you really have to know when working one of these carousel ovens. There is zero clearance on the interior, and the pans need to be carefully placed within just so. Just like a carnival ride, where you must keep your hands inside the car. If a roasting pan is hanging off of a shelf just 1/4 of an inch, there's a guarantee that it's going to catch something inside of that oven and it's going to upend the whole mess, spilling turkey and drippings and grease all over the place. It's an utter disaster, even on the best of days. And it's the last thing you want to experience on a holiday when all hands are on deck and all irons are in the fire. Now you can kind of see where this is going, I think. On this particular holiday, the turkeys were rolling along in the oven when I arrived. All was right with the world, and one of the cooks started temping the birds, checking for doneness, etc., and pulling them out. Now this fella pulled all the birds, but one needed to stay inside for a little bit longer. This final last roasting pan did not get seated on the shelf properly. So when homeboy shut the door and kicked on the carousel, it took about 5 seconds before the crew hears this muffled crash inside that box. And we hear the carousel motor bogging down, fussing and complaining, while the roasting pan and the turkey are in there jamming up the works good. You couldn't go forward or backward, and this ancient oven only had the tiniest little service door to access the inside. Looking into this tiny opening with a flashlight, you could see the pan had caught on a metal strut inside, and it had actually folded like a taco around that turkey, and all of the juices and fat and drippings were just everywhere inside. Throughout the day, between cranking out plates, every single cook tried several times to jimmy that ridiculous mess out of that oven. We were all getting oven burns across our arms, you know how you do. There was smoke everywhere, and finally the beast started to cool down and we could really work on it. But still, we realized there was just nothing to be done. The beast had claimed that turkey as a Christmas sacrifice. By the end of the day, the bird in the pan was still jammed in tight. On top of this turkey debacle, we truly had our asses handed to us that day, so the boss had us just clean the kitchen and we all went home. We had Christmas off, we come in the next day, and there was a workman in there still trying to get that turkey out. But the oven design just would not allow access anywhere near where the blockage was. That turkey simply was not coming out, ever. And I don't know that it ever did. I left that place a few weeks into the new year, and that damn turkey was still in there stanking up the joint. As far as I know, they never did get that bird out. I believe they just walled that stinky turkey oven in brick by brick, just like Fortunato in the old Edgar Allan Poe story. That old building still houses a restaurant, and legend has it that every Christmas Eve, the prep cooks in the back of that place may still hear a lost, forlorn gobble on the wind whenever that kitchen printer starts to chatter. And that, my friends, is my kitchen nightmare before Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone.